Hello YouTube, this is Darkon633. We're back with another Star Wars toy review. This time we're going to take a look at the Star Wars Rogue One Jedha Revolt set, which is an actual new multi-pack that's released for the Rogue One toy line. Now, unlike last year's multi-pack, which contained Maz Kanata and a bunch of repacks, what's cool about this set is that, for once, it actually includes 3 exclusive figures. The only thing that is a repeat is Jedha Revolt, and that just seems to be the trend of this line. But other than that, I think this is still a very awesome set to own. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the box. The box pretty much just shows the characters that are in the set, including Saw Gerrera, which is actually the first time he's actually made in Hasbro's toy line in figure form, and Edrio Two-Tubes, the Hovertank Trooper, and Jedha Revolt, obviously. On the back, it shows a bio for all 4 of them, and it's a pretty cool box, I have to say. It's got a very nice style and matches the rest of the Rogue One toy line. We'll now move on to the figures themselves. First, we're going to look at the star of the set, and that is Sagar Arum. This is a character that actually debuted in the previous cartoon series, Star Wars The Clone Wars, but it's cool to see that this character also appeared in Rogue One as an actual supporting character. In the film, he's actually played by Forest Whitaker, so it's pretty cool to see a figure of him in general. Articulation-wise, the shoulders are on the standard swivels, and the hips are on a standard swivel, and the head as well is on a standard swivel. From what I can tell, it's not really a ball joint. It might be a ball joint, but it's hard to tell because there isn't a whole lot of movement you can get due to the bulkiness of his outfit. Regardless, I think Hasbro did a fantastic job in the overall sculpting and design of the figure itself. He does include 2 accessories, and that is his cane, which unfortunately doesn't like to stay in his hand as well as I hoped it to. Although it doesn't fall out, it just kind of floats there, and it's not the best grip otherwise. He also includes this pistol, which can be held by either hand, and it actually stays in pretty decently in his hand. If you want to, you can actually store his pistol in his side holster, so it's cool that that's actually included. To be perfectly honest, since he didn't actually fight per se in the film, it's interesting that he even includes a blaster at all, but it's a nice addition accessory-wise. Next, we're just going to look at Edrio Two-Tubes. He's got a very interesting rough design, and it really is a cool alien design in general. He includes this large rifle blaster, which is kind of hard to keep in his hand and kind of hard to even just attach. You do need to kind of shove it in between his hands, and it's kind of an awkward position just attaching it. Articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint, and it has this really cool tube design, although I'm afraid this might crack and wear over time. It's just something I don't really like about tube designs in general, but it does look cool in toy form. He also has swivels at the shoulders and swivels at the hips as normal, so it's pretty much the same we've seen with these kind of figures. The next figure in the set is the army builder of the set, and that is the Hovertank Trooper. Now, unfortunately, there is no hover tank to go alongside this figure, which is a huge shame because I really like the idea and design of the hover tanks, but it's still cool that Hasbro has went ahead and released it in some shape or form so that it just be used for army building and looks good on the shelf with the other troopers. It's pretty much the same kind of articulation seen in the line and in the troopers in general. Same swivels at the shoulders, same swivels at the hips, and same ball jointed head, but it does look really nice. He includes the blaster, which is kind of standard we've seen with the line, and he does look really nice on display on the shelf as well. The last figure in the set is pretty much what we've seen already. It's the same kind of Jedha Revolt we've seen already that I reviewed from the single pack, but I guess it's okay since today it's appropriate that the character was included. First, we're going to take a comparison between Edrio Two-Tubes, Saw Gerrera, and unfortunately the only other partisan they ever released in this line, and that's Morph. So it's still cool that they do have some of the key design characters from Saw Gerrera's partisans, but I guess it would have been cool to see maybe some of the other characters be released as well. As a comparison, we're also going to take a look at Jedha Revolt. With the older release Jedha Revolt, there isn't a real difference between the two. Obviously now I have one with the hood up and the other one without. In terms of overall sculpting, it's about the same. It's a little bit different in paint just from figure to figure, and I think the face on the newer one is just a little bit better than the older one I have. But other than that, it's pretty much the exact same figure we've seen previously. Now we're going to take a look between the Hovertank Trooper, along with the other troopers in the line. This is pretty much how all the trooper variants look together. Out of all the trooper variants, I think on the top of my head, the only ones I'm missing is, once again, the one with the Beaston 2-pack, and the Adact pilot, since I still have yet to see that in my stores, and I just didn't want to spend the price of such an expensive vehicle. So, the set itself is definitely worth the price that it's asking for. It's about a $25 to $30 price, depending on where you're buying it. And it's definitely a worthwhile set to get, especially since it does include 3 exclusive figures in the set, which already is far superior than what we got with the Maz Kanata set we got during Force Awakens. I got this at Hasbrotoyshop for about $25, and it's definitely worth the price that they're asking for, and I highly recommend picking this up if you find it in stores or online. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hirotaku. Also check out my Twitter under Darkon633, and don't forget to check the other channels down below. Please check the little bell at the bottom of the screen in order to see my content go up as soon as possible. And I'll be back with more Star Wars reviews and more, but for now, I'll be seeing you later, YouTube. Bye.